Midlife ladies, have you ever looked in the mirror and thought to yourself, what has happened to me? It's not because you're aging, it's not because of gray hair or wrinkles, it's just somewhere along the line, you stopped feeling like yourself. It's the exhaustion, the brain fog, the rage over the simplest things, sleepless nights, lack of motivation, and just generally not feeling like yourself. And probably the hardest part is that everyone just says, that's what aging is. But what if it's not just aging? What if it's your body telling you that it needs support and no one's been there to help you? So today I'm here to talk about HRT, Hormone Replacement Therapy, and I'm going to walk you through my protocol and let you know what my experience has been so far. I've been on HRT since February of 2026. And I'm going to show you the products that I'm using, how I use them, and I'm going to chat about the benefits I've seen so far and if there's been any side effects. First, I want to say, and I want to make a disclaimer, I am not a medical professional, and if you are seeking treatment or interested in treatment, make sure you get the help of a registered practitioner. I'm just explaining to you the protocol I'm using and my experiences, but of course, always consult with your own doctor. A little bit about me. I am 54. I have been in perimenopause for probably about 3 years. And I was on the home stretch. I thought I was on the home stretch. I was without a period for 8 months and then it just decided to come back. So I was so close. But you have to be in 12 full months without a period before you're considered in menopause. So all that time prior is considered perimenopause. And with the perimenopause, as you know, comes all of the hot flashes, the exhaustion, the brain fog, the sleepless nights, the unexplained anxiety, all of that stuff. So I was a little bit reluctant because I try not to take any medication unless absolutely necessary. And then, of course, there's all kinds of talk about HRT. It swings both ways, the pros and the cons. But I had been having hot flashes like crazy for years. I mean, this would go on all day. And particularly at night, I would be up all night, tossing and turning. And I never really thought much about it. I just thought, okay, well, this is life. This is what's going on. And then I had heard more talk about HRT. And I think once we get to a certain age, that's when all of a sudden certain things come to mind or we start hearing about. And it's when you're in that stage of life that you start to hear about things. So there was a lot of talk in my circle of people about HRT because a lot of women my age are experiencing the same thing. So if there's any men out there watching the video, I will apologize because we're talking all girl stuff here. Ladies stuff. But so I had been perimenopause, still in perimenopause now, unfortunately, because I did get my period last week when I was on vacation, of course, of all times for my uterus to fail me. But anyways, so yeah, perimenopause for probably the last 3 years, a lot of hot flashes, a lot of brain fog, tired all the time, somewhat anxious, and I've never been an anxious person. So February, I embarked on the HRT. So I'm going to walk you through what I have and how I use it. And I'm going to chat with you about any of the side effects as well. And, I would encourage anyone that's thinking about it to at least give it a try. And with any medication, you can't just try it for a month and then make a decision and think it's not going to work. If you have extreme side effects, then of course, talk with your doctor, but I would say give it at least 3 months to really get a good idea about whether or not it's going to work for you. Now let's get to the nitty-gritty of what I'm using. So I am on 3 different products. I am using the estrogen, and it comes in a pump. Now, this is available in different options, but I'm using the gel. So I've covered up the prescription. So it's called Estradiol, and this is the pump, and it comes like this. Now, for me, I'm doing 1 pump of this per day. Now, my doctor recommended doing my whole protocol at night. Now, I think some people are using the estrogen gel in the morning because it does help with giving you a little bit of a pep. But I think just for simplicity reasons, I'm doing everything at night, just get it done, over with. Now, with the gel, it's, now normally, as I said, I would do this at night, but I'll do it now. It's midday, just for the purpose of this video. So what I do is I just pump it, and you do the whole pump. You press all the way down so you can see it's like a gel. And for me, I'm putting this on my arms. So I just put it on, and you don't, it's not like a cream. You don't rub it all the way in. You just kind of tap it on here, tap it, like, I don't know, smear it, I guess, maybe more. You just put it on like that, and you just leave it, and it will absorb probably in about 5 minutes or so. Now, I have been on the one pump, and I think with any of these hormones, when you first start, you are going to notice a little bit of like breast tenderness, maybe a little bit of bloating. I didn't have any side effects at all from the estrogen gel, and other than just a bit of breast tenderness. Now, my doctor did recommend that I go up to 2 pumps, which I did that for about a week. But I had really bad breast tenderness. So I decided that 1 pump would be sufficient, and I just went back down to the 1 pump. Now, as I said, with the gel, you can either put it on your arms here, or you can put it on the inside here, and you just kind of go like that, or you put it on the inside of your thighs. Now, because I'm doing mine at night, I was doing the inside of my hands, but then I realized when I sleep at night, I kind of go like this. So I didn't want this getting in my mouth or on my face. So I swapped it out to doing the outside of the arms. So that is the estrogen gel. Now, the second product that I'm using is the estrogen vaginal inserts. So it's called estradiol vaginal insert. This is the box. Again, I've covered up the prescription, so this is the box. And then the product itself looks like this, and I'm obviously not going to give you a show on how to use this. So this is just similar to any other feminine product that you might be using. It's an insert. There is a pill at the end, and I use this twice a week. Now, this product is intended to help with dryness. For people that have reoccurring urinary tract infections, and also for bladder control, because I think with many of us at this age, our bladders are not our friends anymore. For me, because I have the PCOS with the insulin resistance, I have a double whammy. So I have not only the perimenopause age, is against me, having 2 kids. The bladder is really not my best friend anymore. And I've been finding over probably the last 5 to 7 years, with all of those issues, I'd be up in the middle of the night 4 or 5 times going pee. And my bladder is better. I'm not waking up in the middle of the night. So that is the first amazing benefit, because getting a sound sleep, that's what we need at this age. So I'm no longer getting up in the middle of the night to go to the washroom. And this also helps with the dryness, which I did notice in the last 5 years, a lot of dryness. So maybe too much information in this video, but I think there's ladies out there that are really thinking about this HRT and want honest videos talking about, experiences. So that's why I'm here to share. So I personally would recommend this as well. So you've got both the estrogen vaginal and then the estrogen cream that goes externally. Now, my cream is still here. I don't know if you can see, it's still a bit shiny. So it's been maybe 5 minutes already. So it does take a bit of time to dry. So, if you're going to do it at night, don't put it on and then put your pajamas on. Leave it, for a bit to settle in. Now, the third product that I am using is the progesterone pills. Now, if you still have a uterus, you need to take the progesterone because it does protect the uterus, because when you're taking the estrogen, they kind of go hand in hand. Now, with the progesterone, they're just these little round pills, you can see here, and I take 1 of these per night. So I'll show you. And now this, the progesterone is the only thing that I've really had a side effect from. and the side effect was really bad heartburn. So that went on for about 2 months. So maybe not, maybe about 6 weeks. So I would take these at night, and I would have heartburn all day. I'm already taking an acid reflux pill, and I would be taking Tums like 3-4 a day. So I made it past the 6 weeks of having the side effect, and all has been good since. So you just have to get past that little part. But this is like magic, because this stuff helps with your sleep. I've never really had a problem sleeping. I was always getting up to go to the washroom, but I would still have kind of restless sleeps. This stuff, when you take this, I am out cold and I sleep right through the night. It's really hard to explain. It's just this, it's like a deep, peaceful sleep. It's awesome. So that's my experience with HRT. I have noticed too, I'm not feeling as anxious. As I said, I was never really an anxious person anyways, but I had noticed over the last few years that something didn't feel the same. So as far as just being maybe restless, anxious, my mood a little bit off, I mean, my family would say that's always the case, but that has been my experience. So far, I am happy with the protocol. I'm happy with the results. As I said, it's very few side effects. The breast tenderness went away. So that was only when I increased the estrogen gel. Now, I could have maybe waited a bit longer to see, once my body settled with the 2 pumps instead of just the 1. But the 1 pump is sufficient as well. So I will be meeting up with my doctor again in another month to just go through everything, let her know how I've been feeling. But that's what I've experienced so far. So if you're on the fence and you're thinking about it, it doesn't hurt to try it, because the benefits far outweigh, everything that's happening to you and what the potential side effects are. My life is already improved just from the sleep alone, and from the lack now of the hot flashes and the night sweats. That was brutal. I couldn't go anywhere throughout the day and not have a fan with me to blow off all of the heat coming off of my body. So that is a huge improvement for me. And it's just the brain fog is clearing up a little bit. Again, I have the PCOS, so that kind of interferes, I guess, with some of my progress. But I have definitely noticed a difference. And if you're on the fence, like I said, give it a try. Thankfully, mine is covered under my work insurance plan. I know it's not for everyone. I'm not sure what it's like in the States. Here, I'm in Canada, but mine is covered, thankfully. And I'm very lucky and fortunate that I have this opportunity available for me to, improve my health and how I'm feeling. If you have any questions at all, let me know in the comments. I am happy to answer any questions. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just telling you what my experience has been, how I'm using the products, and what the benefits have been for me. And if you haven't already followed, give me a follow. I'm here to chat about all things midlife. I have been sick the last 3 weeks, so I haven't been very active with putting out videos, but I am getting back at it. Hopefully this cold wraps up really soon. But if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And until next time, bye for now.